Well, as party leaders across Canada make promises to keep more money in your wallet, do these promises help the people who are most in need, or do they target the largest group, our middle class in Canada? So joining me in studio is Micheal Veall, Professor of Economics at McMaster University, and by Skype is Wudrick, the Federal Director for the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, joining us from Ottawa. So Aaron, let's begin with you. What are Canadians most concerned about in terms of cost of living as they listen to these election platforms?
Well, look, I don't think it's any secret that issues of affordability are very big in this election, whether it comes down to things like housing, just day-to-day costs. A lot of Canadians are expressing that they feel squeezed across the sort of income spectrum. So, we were very pleased as a low tax advocacy group to see that both the Conservatives and the Liberals are actually proposing fairly comparable broad-based tax relief, which is a bit of a change from past years where a lot of the tax measures have been what we call micro-targeted or boutique-y. They're targeted at very specific voting groups rather than sort of broad-based Canadians. But with both of these policies, essentially, with the Conservatives, anyone who pays any income tax at all will at least see some relief. And with the Liberals, that is also true, except at the very high end of the income scale. So, we're very pleased to see that both of these parties are looking at ways to make life more affordable for Canadians by simply leaving more money in their pockets.
Okay, so Micheal, economics professor, it sounds like the middle class is covered. What are you hearing from the parties about the most vulnerable of Canadian citizens and their economic future?
I think the major parties are going after the lower income classes. The Conservative tax cut is framed as being about the lower income class. Of course, it benefits everyone throughout the income distribution. The Liberals, as Aaron just said, their tax cut fades away at really quite high incomes, but it also gives some tax relief across the board and concentrated at lower incomes. If you look at some of the other programs, you'll see the same things. That, for example, the Conservatives program on fitness credit, it's now going to be a refundable credit, which wasn't before, and that means it will benefit people who are so low income that they will not pay taxes, but would still benefit from the credit.
Okay, so Micheal, are you hopeful about the direction that you're seeing for the economy as our taxpayer advocate?
Look, I think there's storm clouds on the economic horizon. I think it's no secret that we're obviously very dependent on the direction the United States turns, and the world economy is shaky generally. That's one of the reasons we're concerned about the deficits being run in Ottawa. Most of the orthodoxy around the time to run deficits is when the economy is slow, and that's when you spend money. Justin Trudeau's government has been telling us how great the economy has been doing the last few years, and yet we are running deficits right now. So, we were disappointed by his decision to break his promise to balance the budget. We'd like to see all the parties explain how they're going to get back to balance. The Conservatives have already backed off their promise to balance in 2 years to go to 5 years, and we've heard nothing from the other parties yet.
And as an economist professor, are you encouraged at the direction this looks like for the economy?
Well, elections are always a mess. And the reason is the parties discard realism. They talk about all the things that they can do on the positive side in terms of expenditures and cutting taxes, but we have still to see fiscal plans from any party that make sense in terms of a long-term deficit reduction plan. And at the moment, it looks like they're spending money and not thinking about where that money is going to come from.
It's been a huge campaign of giveaways, hasn't it?
So far, yes.
Okay, all right. Aaron and Micheal, thank you both for sharing your expertise with us today. Thank you.